Peace be with you, dear friends. Today we will reflect on the fourth word Jesus uttered on the cross. This fourth word is recorded in two places: Matthew's Gospel 27 verses 46 and Mark's Gospel 15 verses 34. Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? This is also part of Psalms 22 verses 1, which is one of the Messianic Psalms. And this is one place where Jesus is calling God as God and not Father. We saw in his first word, he's calling God as Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. And we will see after this, even in the last word, he will call God as Father. But right now, we need to understand why Jesus is calling God as God. So in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 27, when we read verses 45 onwards, from noon on, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani. That's the word he uttered. So we read from the Gospels, it was around 9 o'clock in the morning. Jesus was crucified on the cross, and it's approximately 6 hours he's already on the cross. And we saw the previous 3 verses where he's forgiving, and he's forgiving the ignorant people. He's promising the thief paradise. He's caring for his mother. So I was just thinking that any normal person, when they have to undergo an agony, even for a little while, a physical suffering, it's going to, we may not be in a stable state to think even about ourselves, but Jesus was more thinking about all the people around him. And in this verse, he's in deep pain because he's going to enter the eternal separation. We read in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verses 21, for our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. So we also read in John's Gospel chapter 1, where John records this: for everyone who accepted Jesus, he gave the right to become the child of God. And how did that happen? It's by Jesus taking up all the sin of humankind. So for us to understand this separation, I want to recall the verse which Jesus utters when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane after the Passover meal with his disciples, before he is being arrested. Luke's Gospel chapter 22 verses 42, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours will be done. And in verse 44, in his anguish he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down on the ground. So whenever I read this word, I used to think that this part where Jesus calls God as God, my God, why have you forsaken me? It's not just that 6 hours or that few minutes he's going through this agony, but his passion started right at the place where he was pleading to Father in the Garden of Gethsemane. Is it possible that you can remove this? So it's not, Jesus was not afraid to get crucified or get beaten by the soldiers or be humiliated by the Pharisees. He was not afraid of it. And we also read in one of the Gospels that he says that you don't have power over me unless it was given to you. So Jesus didn't care about these humanly authorities or what's happening, but his main worry and deep distress within him was that he will get separated from Father because he's paying the price for the humankind. And whenever I read this word of Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. I remember also Psalms chapter 139 verses 16. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. So Jesus thought about me, who had no name, no fame, no identity. We were not formed yet. It was 2000 years ago. Maybe we were just had in the mind of God, but not yet created. And Jesus had to pay the price for us, even not just for us, for the people who lived before him and after him. He's the Alpha and the Omega. So this is the suffering that Jesus had to go through on the cross. I picture this in a way like a soldier or a warrior who goes to an army battlefield. He leaves all his family members, beloved ones, and he makes a decision that, okay, I'm going. And we can also imagine these astronauts going for the science advancement to the space, where they don't have access to calls, video calls, no access. And if they have a beloved mother, father, brother, wife, husband, and if they'll have to go for a mission and they don't have access to their beloved ones, and they'll have to be separated for a certain period of time. And this separation is what happened on the cross between Jesus and the Father. And Jesus took that pain. That is the pain that Jesus took for the redemption of us, the humankind. So this word, we need to reflect the great love of Jesus. John 3:16, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. So we need to understand that great love Jesus had on us, and let us meditate during this Lent the love of Jesus, which made him to accept the eternal separation for us to be with him eternally. God bless you.